Hello Junior Church. Today is Good Friday. Now I normally see you on a Sunday, but today is a special day in the Christian calendar. So I thought I would check in with you and talk to you about Good Friday. Now this week on Facebook, I have been challenging you to do acts of love and kindness to other people. Now over the past few weeks, when things have seemed a bit topsy-turvy out in the outside world, I've seen and I've read and I've heard about some amazing acts of kindness that people have been doing to others. And maybe you've been doing some of these things. Maybe you've put a rainbow up in your window to encourage people who are walking past. Maybe on a Thursday night you've joined in with the clapping for all of those key workers who have been going out to carry on working and to look after us and keep us safe. Maybe you've done something in your local community, like you might have baked a cake for a friend or a neighbour, or you might even have been nice to your brother and sister. Maybe you've helped a grown-up at home by setting the table or stacking the dishwasher, if you're allowed to do that, or making your bed in the morning. So all of these things have been really cool. So well done, whatever you've been doing. Now just have a think about one of the things that you've done and think about how it made that person feel who was receiving your act of love and kindness. Now think about how it made you feel that you were giving something to somebody else. You see, in the middle of difficult times, acts of love and kindness towards others are so powerful. Now in the Easter story that we've been looking at this week, we see examples of love and kindness as well. You know, Mary, Jesus's friend, she just realised who he was, and she brought with her really expensive perfume that would have cost so much money, and she washed Jesus's feet with him as an act of love and kindness towards who he was and what he had done for her. Jesus then also washed the disciples' feet to show them just how much he loved them. And on Good Friday, we read also about a stranger carrying the cross for Jesus up to Calvary. Now, Good Friday is the day in the Christian calendar when we remember Jesus dying on the cross. So why is it so important for Christians when it can feel like quite a sad ending to a story? But it's important that we remember what Jesus did on that day was actually his ultimate act of love for us. Now, hold on a minute. What does that mean? So, I've got an example here. So with me today, I've got a rucksack, just an ordinary rucksack. And in it, I'm going to put some rocks. Now, those rocks are going to represent things that maybe we've done wrong. So let me give some examples. So maybe we've made some bad choices. I'm just going to put that in there. Maybe we have done or said things that have hurt other people. I'll put that in that. Maybe we don't really feel like, well, because of the other stuff that's in there, that we're really worthy to be friends with Jesus at all. I'm putting that one in. And what happens is it can all feel, it's a bit heavy. It can all feel quite heavy. It's a real weight. And what we can do sometimes is carry this around with us. And it's really heavy and it makes us feel far away from God. But actually, what we learn about God from reading the Bible is that we have a God who wants to connect with you. He says, let me take that rucksack from you because I can see it's heavy. So I'll take it for you. And we're like, well, okay. I'm sorry for the things in the rucksack, God. And yeah, I'm okay for you to take this from me. And it's gone. And Jesus says on the cross, when he died, he said, it is finished. And that means that's the end of it. There's no longer any guilt or shame or anything to feel bad about it. God's taken it away. You know, sometimes in church we do songs and we have an action for God. So if you think about, our God is a great big God, we say, our God is a great big God. But when we do God, we kind of point away into the distance. It can feel like God's sort of over there, maybe he's in the clouds somewhere. But actually, That's not what God's like. God isn't far away. He is with us, and he is a God that wants to connect with us. You know, we're not always going to get it right, but God isn't expecting perfection. You know, just look at the disciples, read stories about them. He's not expecting perfection, but he just walks alongside us and helps us along the way. And the Bible is full of references to just how much he loves us. He calls us fearfully and wonderfully made. He says we're more precious than rubies, and we read about a God who shows mercy, and he's quick to take us back into his arms when we mess up. Now, God wants to do life together with you. He wants you to chat with him, he wants you to connect with him, and he wants you to take all of those things that can weigh you down, and he wants to carry them for you, because he doesn't want you to carry them. And to do this, he died on the cross so that he could take everything away that was wrong. I love this little heart. And that is his act of love to us. Now, we know from the world around us at the moment how important it is to show love to other people. So well done for everything that you've done this week. And think today about the amazing, amazing thing that God did for you. You see, Good Friday, it wasn't the end of the story. It's not really about death. It's about having a good life, connected with a God who really loves us. You see, it wasn't the end. It was only part of the rescue plan, because Easter Sunday was coming. He was about to do more than anybody had possibly ever imagined today. A day of joy and of celebration was coming, when God would really, really show his connection to us. And he was going to show us that he was more powerful than death or any weight that we could carry. It was the most amazing day in history, and still is the most amazing act of love. So I will see you on Sunday.